Hi everybody. I am going to record this video for those of you who've just gotten your makeup or people who need a refresher. You order the makeup from me and then say, oh, what am I supposed to do again? What did she say in that one video? You can always go back on the beauty group and go through my videos. I have them named and scroll through and find them, but now I'm going to be uploading all the lives and videos to a YouTube channel, so that'll be way easier to find. So that's one of these new things I'm learning, so I really appreciate you guys hanging with me. So this is kind of a what do I do in the very beginning with my stuff when I get it. So when you open up your Seint box, it's always fun because they always have this kind of confetti type packaging, and then your little highlight and contour lip and cheek tins are in there, maybe a new makeup brush, whatever you ordered in the beginning, and probably the compact. You always get a credit for a compact depending on how much you've purchased, makeup you've purchased. They give you a credit for one of these compacts. So I'm just going to start by, okay, your makeup comes in the door, and let's just say this is what comes in, and this is the compact. This is a 4-place compact. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have not ordered your compact yet or ordered your makeup yet, you are going to want to get a bigger than a 4-place because you're going to want more makeup. I guarantee you. But I'm just going to show you, if you wanted just the basic, you wanted to just start with this basic 4-place. Let's just say you did that, and I recommended 2 highlights, which is equal to foundation, which would be your basic foundation and your brightening highlight foundation. And then your contour color and maybe a lip and cheek color. So let's say you bought 4 tins and maybe you bought 1 brush, maybe 2. And then you got a compact credit, so you just got the small 4 because you only ordered 4 tins. So let's just say that's what you did. So your makeup comes in these pretty little tins, and they have these little scenes on them. And it tells what it is on the back. It's very tiny writing. I know I'm an old bag, but I can still read that teeny, teeny, tiny writing without any correction. I have glasses that write on my dashboard because it's all blurry out there, or I squint. But up close, isn't that weird? I never got that thing where I need cheaters. So anyway, you open up the tins, they slide right out like this. And the first thing I'd like to do is place them in the order that you're going to be using them. So I would, and these are magnetic. The tins are magnetic. The compacts are magnetic. So you put it in there and slide that over to that place. So that's magnetically set in there. It's got a cute little mirror too. And you can choose different designs too of these. They're really pretty. So the second thing I'm going to do is my main highlight color. So again, I just slide that out of the cover. A lot of people do art projects with these little tin covers. Otherwise, people just recycle them, throw them away in the recycle. So I'm going to put my main highlight color, and then I have my brightening highlight color. So I'm going to slide that out. Put that in the 3rd place, like this. And maybe I ordered a lip and cheek color. So I'll slide that out and put that in the 4th place. So your initial compact may look like this. And maybe you ordered a brush. Maybe you ordered, my first brush was a buff brush. I like full coverage makeup. Buff brush has tight bristles together, so that means it picks up more makeup when you dab in. And remember, when you're doing your highlights in your makeup, to not dig or smear, you want to just dab. Because this is buildable coverage, meaning you can just start with a little bit and dot it around, and when it comes time to blend, you can look and go, oh, I want a little more. It doesn't seem like I can see it. Because people tend to use too much, and then you can kind of get a little cakey look. This is meant to not sit in your lines, which is one of the reasons you want to prime your skin before you put it on so that it stays on nicely. It's part of the formulation. If you like medium coverage, maybe you ordered the 3D brush here. The bristles are a little looser, so you would dab and use that. And then this is the brush that goes with the blush and bronzer. But lots of people use this because it's nice and loose also, like the 3D brush, for their highlights. And yeah, that works great too. I use this brush for several things. I actually use all the brushes for several things. So eventually I ended up with all the brushes because, well, you're just going to want them after a while. So anyway, I'm going to just transfer these to a little bit bigger compact because I want to show you the a little bit bigger compact. So let's just say there's several compacts that are double decker. I ordered that right off the bat, but then of course I fell in love with absolutely everything big time, and I'm still accumulating everything. I have all the highlight colors and I have all the contour colors now. I do not have all the lip and cheek colors, but I'm working on it because they're all so beautiful. So this is a little bit bigger compact, and you can see, so this fits 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would fit 2 more down here sideways. So this is 6, and then there's another layer. So this is a 12 spot compact. You can get them in the 4, 8, 12, 20, 40, 60. I've got my 60, and I'm gonna have to order another one for the eye colors because I'm trying to accumulate those too. They're so beautiful. All this makeup is highly pigmented. You don't need a whole lot. Some of the lip and cheek colors especially, you just need a couple dots. Some of them are more sheer. You may want to wear a little bit more, or you may want to double them up. Sometimes I have one that's called Sandstone. It's a little more brown. I love it. Rust kind of color. And then I have a sheer kind of peachy one I like to put over that so you can mix and match. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit is that when we recommended always 2 highlights, I'm tending to recommend more than 2, maybe 3, because people want to camouflage. We all have something. I have rosacea, so terrible. Some people have like brown or real dark discoloration here. Some people, it appears more brown. Some it appears more blue or purple. Same thing with nose. Mine is just red. Some have purple. Some have blue. There might be veins here. There might be age spots. You might be a birthmark. You might have just kind of that pigmentation places that are more prominent. That's melasma. And so we're finding that different colors and different products cover those things. One of the tricks that we have for covering the under eye dark brown kind of circles is the lip and cheek colors. The lip and cheek colors can be used on the lips, the cheeks, for eyeshadow, under eye color correction. I happen to use a second contour color for my color correction here with my rosacea. And also the 2 highlight colors that are recommended for me have a slight green undertone, and those tend to cover redness. Kind of think opposite on the color wheel. If you have something blue or purple, I might recommend one of our highlights. It's called Mango. It has a little bit of an orange undertone, and so if you put those things down first and then you put your main highlights that are recommended for you over that, and then your brightening highlights, it covers these flaws. So the whole, and we all have them, these little skin flaws, and we all have them. None of us are perfect. And so that's why, and everything is in one spot. You're not digging through this bag and this bag, and you're not, getting an eyeshadow compact where you got 10 colors, but you only use 3 of them, and then you throw the rest away. These are things, whatever the color, eyeshadow, lip and cheek, contour, one tin goes empty, you pop it out and you just order the other one, and that goes in there and you replace it. And the one absolutely wonderful thing is this free shipping. So you can order one thing and you're not going to have to go, oh, I should get this and this and this and this to kind of make the shipping worth it. It's free shipping. You can order one thing if you want to just replace one little eyeshadow or just say, I just really want to try that one lip and cheek, or maybe this payday, I'm going to buy, 1 lip and cheek and 1 eye brush. And you get to, it's just the product and the tax, like going to the store. So anyway, that's one of the great things about this. So I'm just going to show you a couple other things that I used right off the get-go. One was, this is a vanilla dusting powder. People with oily skin sometimes really like this. It's a setting powder. So you can put this on there's an actual powder brush we have that you can dab that into and kind of just dot all over after you've done your makeup, and it kind of sets it in. Sometimes maybe we get a little oily in here, so maybe that's all you do is just put a little bit in there. The other thing I ordered, because I've always used bronzers. This bronzer is so unique. I watched a video tutorial of somebody that used bronzer. They put their highlight on, but they used bronzer for a bronzer. They used it for their eyeshadow. They used it on their cheeks. They used it on their lips with some gloss. And it just was so, so pretty. Another multi-use of the bronzer is if you put that on ahead of time before you put any other makeup on, any of your highlights on, it just lightly give yourself, here's the brush. I think I can never say that, blush and bronzer brush. And I just dab that in a little bit and just dust that all around, and it just like evens out my skin tone kind of before I even start. It's kind of magical. The whole makeup line's magical. It is to me anyway. So the first thing I do, and you may or may not, you may have a primer at home, but you should prime your skin. We have a setting spray. I love this stuff. It goes on wet. You shake it first, and then I hold it back a little ways and just spray, 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 spray. I only depress about halfway because it really kind of comes out. So I kind of close my eyes like that and just wait for it to dry. And this kind of primes your skin, helps the makeup stay in place. So once I get that done, if you got the bronzer, go ahead and tap into it and go around your face. Some people even, I'm gonna show you another trick. Some people even take this. There's the illuminators. You may want to order an illuminator too, because those are the little shiny things that we put on at the kind of the end to give ourselves a little glow here and there. And it brings attention to the places that we want the shine and the shimmer, and takes away attention from the places maybe we're trying to shadow. And so this is one of the illuminators called Glow. So sometimes I take a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of glow, and I just do that before I do anything. And this is the thing I said, just kind of evens out the skin tone. And that Stay Spray is dry. It just kind of gives this even out to begin with. If you don't have all this, don't worry about it, because then the first thing you're going to want to do is contour. So I'm going to take the illuminator that I just took out of my big palette, and I'll put it in this one I'm using for tonight so we can use some. So the first thing I do, I want full coverage. I always have. So, I'm sorry, we're going to use the contour first. Okay, so we're going to contour in a few places. These are just, sometimes people feel their forehead's a little too tall. So they might want to just kind of feel like they want to bring that down a little bit. You can use your brushes, you can use your finger. This is the detail brush. I hate to say I love this brush because I love all of them, but I really like this one. You can see it's tapered. And so you can either like tap in like this on the, so I'm using just one edge of that brush. Just tap in, and then I'm gonna kind of just put some up here. So I'm shadowing this, so it kind of minimizes this. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of can tap in that and kind of, I pull the brush down a little bit with that. Otherwise, I'm gonna tap in with my finger with it. Tap, tap, and just put some on that way, and then kind of pull down on that, okay? The other place I'm going to contour. I always like to do my cheeks with my finger. I feel like I have a little more control. Start with kind of the top part of your ear here, and you just, if you kind of suck your cheek in, you can feel that bone and you're going right underneath it. So I'm going to be a little heavy-handed here so I can make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Okay, and then you just kind of go just a little swipe in. Just a little swipe in. Like, you know, the little Nike sign. You're not going to want your contour going down to your mouth. So you start up here again. And you kind of come in a little bit. Okay, so that's my cheek. Hope you guys can all see that. The other place you want to contour, especially when you start having aging skin, we all have gravity issues, especially here. So you want to start at the bottom of your ear here and go down underneath just underneath your chin. We're creating a shadow right there. And that shadow helps chisel that. Right there. Another little trick, I'll use my little brush for this, is just to brush a couple lines here and here. Okay? Like that. So I've got that on. All right. I'll blend that in just a little bit. I'm going to put the rest of this on. So now I want full coverage. So I take my buff brush or whatever brush, if you're medium coverage, and I go into my main highlight. That's this one here. We did the contour. I'm going to use the main highlight. And I'm just going to go right underneath where I shadowed my forehead. I'm going to tell you first, the brightening highlight is going to go around your eyes here and down your nose. So you can put this wherever you don't put the brightening. In fact, I'm going to do it this way. I found it a little easier to just kind of get that brightening highlight on first. So I'm going to just tap that brightening highlight around my nose, and you come up here and you make this little triangle right here. Because we're starting to call this kind of your pop color. And we're also calling whatever, if you are recommended, say for a third highlight color for camouflaging, or maybe a second contour, as I was recommended for a second contour. The Astoria is my face contour, but I was recommended to use Aspen, again, slightly little green undertone to it. And I could have done this earlier. And I just put that around where I really have some redness from my rosacea. Right now, it's really hard for you guys to see this, but I actually have like spots on my nose. They have been so bad that they've bled, and they come and go. So this is my camouflage contour, but some people have additional highlights for a camouflage. So I'm going to go back to my brightening. I got that on my nose a little bit to kind of, and again, I'm being heavy-handed with this. I wouldn't probably put so much on normally, but I want you guys to be able to see. So this is that brightening. Everybody's eyes are pretty, so we want to like brighten around here. And again, you're going up here and making this little triangle. Maybe a little here on your chin. Okay, so then your main highlight, like I said, would go in between there. We're starting to call this the bridge highlight because you have your contour, you have your camouflage, contour, lip and cheek, or highlight, or combination thereof. And then you have this main highlight, which is kind of what we have been calling a bridge color, because we put that kind of bridges all those other colors together where you don't have any other color on your face. So this goes, and I have another mirror here because it's really hard to do your makeup in the phone. So I'll put that here, and then I make sure I get over here in between the contour here and the contour here. I often will get it all done, and all of a sudden I'll go, oh, there's just like this big spot here I missed. So you just dab, and it's so easy. And you guys, you can't do this wrong. It's just a matter of practice. And if you do something, you're like, oh, I don't like that. Well, we have a whole bunch of correction things, but just have fun with it. It's makeup. I mean, at the very least, you could wash it all off, right? So then I'm going to just kind of start blending this all and kind of do circular motions. And when I get to spots that I'm trying to be a little more tender around, like underneath my eye, I didn't put the brightening highlight right up here. I had it a little bit lower, and then I can kind of dab it around to get it into that area. I can use on the other end of this detail brush, there's a little brush here, and I love this because that's a really good brush to kind of get that nice brightening highlight in those small areas around your eyes. So then I'll go back to, actually there's a blend brush. It's smaller. I really have fallen in love with this brush too. I always thought, well, it's kind of too small to do anything, but it's not. It blends really nice. And then when I get to this, I don't want to blend it away. So I tend to do more of kind of a stippling. With that though, you'll feel this is stiffer and it just feels right where the contour is supposed to be. So you're kind of pushing the makeup into your face. And now here, sometimes I go like this and here, and I'm like, I didn't get enough off. I feel like I took too much off there. So just dab my finger in and get some more on there if I feel like I need some. It's just, you can't do it wrong, you guys. Just practice. And you know, even after 3 months of doing this, every morning I still have a blast doing this. I feel like I have a blank canvas. I am not an artist at all. I don't have that chip in my brain. This creativity thing. I can't do arts and crafts and all that. But this is my creative outlet. I love this. I feel like I'm painting a picture on my face every morning, like Bob Ross. Sometimes I go, oh, there. I have a happy little contour here. Oh my God, I'm losing it. Anyway, this is my creative outlet. So I get that on. And then I want to add a little lip and cheek. Again, highly pigmented. I think this is, I didn't look before what color is this? It's kind of it's a real deep red. It's, I'm going to just look at it because I want to tell you what it is because I love it. It's so pretty. Is this saffron? No, this one's scarlet. Okay, so I'm gonna do my cheek first. Just a couple dots, because boy, it just goes gangbusters on you. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips then. And again, you guys, I'm taking, everything's in here, so I'm just taking everything right out of one compact. There's some other really cool products. Like we have this awesome brow wax, and I just started doing my brows. I'll do that next. I'll show you what I do with that. And with the brow wax, we got a couple uses for that too. I'm telling you, all this stuff has like 4 or 5 or more uses. So this is the blush brush. And so and sometimes, no matter how little I put on, I still feel like I got a lot of blush on because it's so pigmented. So if that's the case, what I like to do is I take that big end of that bronzer brush, and I like, whether I've got bronzer on it or not, this is kind of my final blend. It just feels really good. It's a big, fluffy, soft brush, and it just kind of gives you an overall nice blend. Make sure everything on there is good. Okay, so then, if I want at this time, sometimes I put a little more bronzer on, but right now I got plenty of color on. And so I'm going to take an illuminator, put it in the second tier here, and gotta have a little sparkle here and there. I gotta wipe my finger off a little because I don't wanna, sometimes I forget to do that. And then again, if I put makeup on with my finger, it's so highly pigmented, I end up getting things where I don't want them. So I'm just gonna wipe my finger off a little. So I have this little illuminator. Most of you guys start out with Pearl, which is, it's white and it's my favorite. But I just happened to grab this one. It's more of a yellow tinge and it's called Honey. I like this one too. Just a little bit above where the blush went. So the contour is below that cheekbone, and the blush went right on that cheekbone, and the illuminators just tap, just a couple little light tap. But what you're doing is you're attracting light to this area. So another place to do that is kind of where we did the brightening highlights. You can go right up the bridge of your nose and up in here. Once people get their eyeshadows on, people like to put it right below that little bit of illuminator, a little shine there. And gotta have some shine on the lips. Like that. Some people use this after they've got their eyeshadow on. They'll put like right in the middle. They'll put a little dot there, a little dot there. Some people will take it and, oops, I gotta wipe my finger off again. They might just dab it right in the corner of their eye. It just attracts the light there. You may want just a little bit on your chin. So you have that, the thing about this makeup, it gives you that dewy, glowing look, and then this illuminator is just pretty. You know, all you guys who know me know I'm the bling queen, so I do anything to get the shimmer and shine on me. So that's kind of the basic of what you do. Talk to me about what brushes do what and what you like. If you're going to start out, I like to start people out with whatever kind of coverage they like. If you want full coverage, I'll recommend the buff brush. Some people get that and the detailed brush. Oops, dropping stuff. Detail brush. And maybe they start out with those two. And remember, these brushes are formulated for this cream makeup, and they're all double-ended. So you're getting 2 brushes for 1. They are really reasonable for good brushes, and you get 2 for 1. You can't lose out on that. Another one that's super popular is this blush and bronzer brush, because you can use it for bronzer, for blush. Some people, this is another medium coverage brush. People use it to put their highlight on. The 3D brush is a medium coverage brush. People use it to put their highlight on too. And then there's the blend brush and the powder brush, which goes with that vanilla dusting powder. And then we have for the eye brushes. These are so nice. So I am going to just do a little bit with the eye brush. Okay, I'm just going to put, so here's what I do. So there's this, we have a product called a brow wax, and it comes in this clear little thing, and it's just in a tin. Everything goes in the compacts, and it's just this kind of this hard, clear piece of, it's like so hard. When I got it, I thought, is there something wrong with mine? Do I need to send it back? But no, you have to activate it. I didn't know that, so I learned that. So I take a little bit of the Stay Spray. That's the primer, and you can use water. And I'm just going to spray a little on this spoolie end of the brush here. And then I'm going to rub that in the brow wax. And like I said, you can use water too to activate it. And of course, I'm of the era where we plucked our eyebrows down to a thin line because, I don't know, that was cool back then. And then eventually they don't grow back very well. So some people add color and dimension to their eyebrows with this multitasker brush, which has a nice skinny end on it here. And so I pick a contour. A lot of times our contours were recommended to you because we try to match people's eyebrows. This is a little bit lighter because I don't have a darker eyebrow. So I just kind of add a little wisps here, adds a little color. And another trick I learned is to not like come down. If you just kind of more go out straight a little bit here, it tends to kind of make you have a little, and keep your face up. You know, we all want our face up. Then you take the eyebrow, and I like to do my color after the eyebrow wax because I feel like I rub it off. But anyway, so brushing it with, this is with that spoolie end that I just wet into the wax. And you brush it up and then just tend to go like that. And actually, can you see now this eyebrow is much higher than that? And if you do this and you do this, it actually looks like this side has kind of this mini facelift. So see, this is a facelifting tool. And so then I'll do the other side. And like I said, sometimes I do this first and then I add my color in because it stays a little wet with the wax for a while. And then your brows stay all day long. The other trick with the eyebrow wax, I got to show you quick, is put a little bit above your lip in here, and it stops lipstick colors from bleeding up into those lines, those lovely lines that we all get. It's like we all started smoking overnight and woke up with these big lines. I don't know what the heck, but it does, and it works. It's really cool. Like I said, all these products work for so many cool things, and they're all in one compact. So that is that. And then at the end, I take the Stay Spray again and close my eyes. I just depress it, shake it, depress it just halfway because it really comes out wet. But it will not, even if I've done my eye makeup, it will not run it. It just, it's meant to kind of saturate. It works well like this. I dry that off. And there's one other product I wanted to tell you about, which I actually needed to use, and I should have probably done this before I put my Stay Spray on. For whatever reason, I look and I tend to get my highlights heavy in this area. So this is a corrector sponge. It comes in this little thing. If you order it, this is like a lifesaver. My daughter says, I don't know what I ever did without this thing. So you can see it comes, it looks really little, and that's all you do is wet it and wring it out, and it turns bigger. And then to clean this, I just put a little, put it in a little bit of water in the sink with a little dish soap, and just it cleans like crazy. So I tend to, and it just kind of picks up that excess. If I got, let's just say I got my eyeshadow too far somewhere or something, it's just called a perfector sponge, and it just kind of picks up excess and really just evens anything out or any globs. The other thing is you can blend your makeup with this. You can push the makeup in and blend your makeup with this too. It's a really cool thing to have. So that's the perfector sponge. I wanted you to show you the before and the after perfector sponge. Starts out small and then it gets bigger with the water. So anyway, then I put the Stay Spray on and then fluff my hair and off I go. So anyway, that's the beginning for your highlight and contour. We called it a hack, H-A-C, highlight and contour. But like I said, now we're changing up a little bit and changing our words and names of, it's still highlight, but we may use brightening highlight and bridge highlight and camouflage color. And that can be, like I said, a highlight or a contour color, or maybe even a lip and cheek. I have seen people put some pretty dark pink colors here and it, you know, before they put anything on, and you're looking going, oh, is that going to work? And then they put their highlight over it and blend it, and whatever they had going on here is just gone. It's just really cool. So anyway, that's the beginning video. Please call me, text me, message me, anything you need. Please let me know. We're here to help. I want to help you. I've experimented with so many things that I can make so many good recommendations. Just so you know, I prep my skin ahead of time with the skincare line. And the reason my rosacea doesn't bleed anymore has been ever since I started using that. My crow's feet aren't visible anymore. And these forehead lines have really diminished. It's an amazing skincare line. So ask me about that if you want to know anything about that, especially the cream at the end. It's like it's just awesome. So, okay, you guys, I think that's all I wanted to tell you. It's just kind of the beginning. I got my makeup. What do I do? And so you can refer back to this. I'm going to be uploading it to my YouTube channel, and that's it. Okay, thanks for tuning in. See you later.